Hey, welcome to the Leather and Lace podcast, where I like to explore that sacred tension between the physical and the spiritual, between our bodies and our souls. This week, I am so excited to offer this bonus video as a thank you to my fellow renegades. You guys just blew me away. I'm so surprised and grateful for how well you guys received my spiritual reaction to High Ren. I know that it's not a first-time reaction and it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it seemed like a lot of you really enjoyed it, so I'm just grateful for that. As a fellow renegade, I fully know that hunger that we have to watch everything, to listen to everything related to Ren. And so I just want to help feed that hunger that you guys have, that I have, with my own brand of reaction. The song I am spiritually reacting to today is Pocket Full of Pain. It's one of my favorites, and like High Ren, has a lot of insights to offer us to help us along our own journey. And we'll get right into it after this. All right, before we begin, please remember to like the video and to subscribe to the channel so that you can be a part of helping it to grow and that more people can see this content and become likewise inspired, which is really great if you resonate with what I am trying to do and the messages that I'm trying to share through this podcast. Like I said earlier, the song that I am giving my spiritual reaction to today is Pocket Full of Pain. Why am I doing this song? Well, because its message just aligns so well with my intentions for this podcast, which are to bring people together in unity and to welcome change. It's just, there's so much fighting and polarity going on right now that it feels almost impossible. But I do believe that when we, the people, finally awaken to the fact that we hold the power, which is like a core Ren message, and that most of us want to wield that power for good, that change is absolutely possible. Now, if you haven't heard this song yet, I do want to warn you that it talks about self-deletion and the lyrics are about that. So I don't know, it might be a little bit triggering for some, but just wanting to prepare you in case you haven't heard this song yet. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started and let me bring this up. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, here we go.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watch the sun when it rises, when it's climbing the sky. I sit here with the pocket full of pain. I've got tears in my juice, in my mind there's a noose, but my hope makes me cling to the day. I wanna run with the sun and the moon and the stars, till I'm running faster than my pain. I wish I could breathe out this fear, this doubt, send it into the Milky Way.
All right, let me pause there. I know I'm already stopping, but I just want to bring to mind that there's a lot of really cool juxtaposition here that we saw also in High Ren. And it might come as a surprise to you when I say this, that this song actually reminds me of High Ren a lot. And it's because there's this, always this back and forth with things that are usually associated with joy or happiness or expansiveness. And then it's like juxtaposed with things that are about contraction, things that are negative, right? So he says in the beginning, he watches the sun when it rises. And usually when people are watching the sunrise, they're happy, right? But then he says, I watch the sun when it rises, when it's climbing the sky. I sit here with a pocket full of pain. It's like watching the sunrise and then a pocket full of pain. And then he talks about how he's got tears in his juice and in his mind there's a noose. But my hope makes me cling to the day. It's like this back and forth with positive and negative, or expansion and contraction. He talks about wanting to run with the sun and the moon and the stars. And so he's running faster than his pain. It's like sun, moon, stars. It's the cosmos. He wants to be with the cosmos. He wants to connect with something greater than him. But his pain and his fear and this doubt is bringing him down. It's keeping him not connected to the cosmos. And he wants so badly to send all of this into the Milky Way, to connect with something greater. But he's being shackled by his pain. So it reminds me a lot of that High Ren dialogue, right? Where he's like, I'm talking to my therapist, I'm feeling really good. And then this other part of him is like, you are such a dumb boy, bro. right? So here we have that thing again. And Ren is so good at this. He is so good at this, like, with paradox and just juxtaposing good with bad. And I think that just has a lot to do with the wisdom that he has within him to be whole, to accept all of the good along with the bad. So just wanted to bring that to your attention, that he's doing it again, guys. He's doing that thing where it's like good and bad, good and bad. And it's just so delicious. All right, let's keep going.
Milky Way. I got my finger on the trigger of a Magnum 44, but survivalist, it won't let me bleed. I wanna put a bullet straight at my cerebral tissues place, but my index finger won't let me squeeze. I wanna skate down my vein with the blade till the blood runs thicker than the thoughts in my head. But don't ask me why, this is not my goodbye, it's a suicide failure attempt.
All right, okay, so thank goodness, thank goodness he didn't succeed. His self-deletion attempts did not work out. And again, it reminds me of High Ren in a different way, right? In High Ren, when the good side of him was like, I'm going to tie you up in knots and lock you inside, when he's talking about his negative side, as if he could just delete it, as if it could just be gone, right? And that is a sign of not being able to accept a part of yourself. And in High Ren, it was not successful, right? When he said that, the devil voice got even more powerful and he made his presence more known, and so on and so on. And in this case, he was trying to delete his body. He was trying to just not be here. There's this attempt, a failed attempt at self-deletion, because there was just lack of acceptance for something. His pain was just a lack of acceptance. And thank goodness it didn't work, right? And again, here we have a lot more of the back and forth. We have his finger on the trigger of a Magnum 44, but his survival instinct won't let him bleed. There was something else that was preventing something from happening. Even though he had the will, he had his finger on the trigger. That means with his free will, he wanted to do this. But something made him not. It was his survival instinct, right? He wanted to put the bullet in his brain, but his index finger wouldn't let him squeeze. There was just something that wasn't allowing it to happen. Now, if you're familiar with Ren's story, you know how much the act of self-deletion has affected his life, because he lost a friend, especially Joe in particular. But I think there are other people in his life who also did this, and it's affected him greatly. And I'm getting a little choked up thinking about it, knowing how much this really hurt Ren. But at the same time, if Joe never happened, would we have Ren today? Right? Because it was his experience with Joe and the pain of losing Joe. And sorry guys, I didn't expect to get choked up thinking about this, and seeing Joe's mom and the pain that she experienced, that really made him not want to do it. And I think that experience really helped keep Ren around, in spite of his will to want to leave this world. He couldn't, and he stayed. And now I hope he realizes that he's such a blessing to so many people who are inspired and feel good listening to his music and are inspired to make something of their own life, especially if they've come to a situation where they also felt like they wanted to self-delete and leave us all. And so anyways, let's keep going.
Your attempt.
Oh, it's gonna get so good right here, right? You guys know.
I choose life, I choose life, I choose living. Put the bottles and the pills down, I stand up, I breathe with precision. Calm washes over me like a break in the storm. I close my eyes for a minute, then my troubles transform. And
sorry, I want to stop again here, because whenever I have something, I'm going through something. Now granted, I've never had any issues with drinking or pills and stuff like that, but I do have bad days, and I've had bad experiences in my life. But even to this day, when I'm feeling some kind of way about something, and most of the time it has to do with self-worth, or not feeling small, feeling insignificant, feeling invisible, and all these things. When I'm like feeling down from that kind of pain, I think about this verse, and I just change I don't put the bottles and the pills down. I put something else down. I say, I choose life. I choose life. I choose live, and put the bad talk down. I stand up. I breathe with precision. So I don't know. That's just something that I do for myself that really helps me. So I'm not sure if you guys have done that, but that part is so good. And we got to do that, when shit's weighing us down, some bullshit, right? Like, we have to choose life. We have to choose joy. And we just put that shit down, okay? And you stand up and you breathe with precision. And then you just feel calm, So try it out.
A minute, then my troubles transform, and I travel deep into the corners of my mind. I remember the first time I felt hopeless. I think I was 5, cause at the hands of this bully, the lessons that I learned is that this world is not so beautiful. Sometimes it can be burnt by the fires of evil that are living inside the common people just like you and like I. We'll all strive to survive, and we all climb to the top over our brothers and sisters, whether we mean to or not. And we get lost in the tide of insecurities and power seeking fooleries, but happiness don't live inside no jewelleries. In an age of distraction, we would rather tap on our iPhones than stop a war from happening. It's heartbreaking, Satan's patiently waiting for us to mess up big time, so hell on earth will be blatant. So forgive me for wanting to blow my brains out, but I've got a change of heart. It's time for change now, rearrange now, fist in the sky. I say proud, say loud, revolution word on my brain now. The people hold the power, and power's with the people. The people strive for unity, the world it could be equal. You could be the start of the beginning, a dawn of no stress, no troubles, no sinning, just living. So overthrow evil and greed, put aside your distractions, welcome change with me, 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 now welcome change with me, now welcome change with me. Yeah. Da 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 do.
So good, I tell you. All right. So there's so much goodness at the end there. Like, let me see where you want to start here. Okay, at the very beginning of that awesome part where he talks about the first time that he felt hopeless, he thinks he was 5. When I was first listened to this song, I was like, oh my God, 5 years old? That's when, like, you felt that. Children shouldn't have to feel that. But then when I thought about it, it's like all of us have early wounds, where we lost a part of our innocence. It happens when we're children. So this is a pain that we all carry, this sense of loss, this sense of like, oh my God, the world isn't always good, right? We all have that feeling. But what I really love about this song and how Ren frames this is he talks about that, but he doesn't stay as a victim. He doesn't talk about, oh, this bully, right? I mean, he does. But what does he say after that? He says, yeah, like I learned that sometimes the world is not so beautiful. Sometimes you can be burnt by the fires of evil that are living inside the common people just like you and like I. What does he say? He doesn't just say I was a victim. He says, but that fire of evil also lives inside of me. Yes, it hurt me as a child, but that fire is also in me and I can also hurt people. He's never somebody that is like, he doesn't preach at us. He is with us. He is us. And I feel like that's what we need to be like as a people in order to inspire unity. We cannot talk at people. We have to be the people because we are the people, right? And so yes, we all carry this childhood wound, this loss of innocence at some point early in our lives, but that thing that hurt us is also something that we have inside of us, right? And Ren is not afraid to call himself out and to call us all out for all our bullshit, right? And all our tomfooleries, getting, climbing on top of our brothers and sisters, getting lost in our tide of insecurities, whether we mean to or not. It just is. And that's also the message that we got in High Ren, right? Where it's like evil or the devil, the principle of truth that is that there's negative just is. And we are in it. We are it. But just like in High Ren and in this song, the positive side, that godly side, whatever. You don't have to be religious. I'm not a religious person either. even though some comments seem to think I was trying to push God on people. Anyways, I am not. I am pro freedom, pro, hey, do what you do, okay? But I also believe that inherently human beings are good. And some of us just have to play the role of evil more than others. But we all have both inside because we are it. We are just little aspects of the Creator, and the Creator is everything. So, but I do believe that most of us want to wield this power for good, even though we do have this fire of evil inside of us. Let me also talk about where he is talking about how Satan is patiently waiting for us to mess up big time. Now, if you read between the lines, if Satan's patiently waiting for us to mess up big time so that hell on earth will be blatant, there's a message of hope here that it's not yet a point of no return and that everything is evil and Satan is just running rampant on the earth. There's hope here. Ren is presenting a hopeful message where it's like we can, like him, have a change of heart, and we can welcome change now and rearrange now. Fist in the sky, right? Say loud, say proud, revolution on our brain now, because we hold the power, and the power is with the people. And if we strive for unity, the world, it could be equal. And the thing is with unity, and I've said this in my previous video about like the power of polarity, is that unity is not about agreeing. It's not about becoming the same. It's not about being homogenous. And because really, if you think about, if that's what unity is, you just have to get rid of some people that don't align with whatever we decided that unity is going to be. And that is not okay. That's called genocide. So what unity is being whole. It's not about everybody fucking agreeing with everyone. It's about wholeness. And what does wholeness look like? It means there are Republicans and Democrats, okay? It means there are black and white and everything else. But we don't have to agree with each other. And all of that is just nonsense anyways. It's not important. What's important is that we learn to love and see each other as ourselves. Like Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. Like all these other religious ideologies and philosophies pretty much say the same thing, even though there's a lot of distortions, right, involved in certain dogma. But at the end of the day, it's all just noise, and we have to rise above that noise. And I think this is what this song really talks about. It's about knowing that we have the power. And if we have the power, what does that even mean? That means that our focus and attention is our power. And actually, I'm going to be talking a lot about our relationship with power as people and what that means in my episode on Thursday. And it's going to center around the whole Trump-Elon situation. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that. But yeah, I just feel like this song is about empowering. And empowerment, self-empowerment, people, empowering the people and coming together. And when he is singing in this song about wanting to self-delete himself, or in High Ren when he's like talking about tying him, that evil part of him, in knots and locking it away, that's a rejection of something. And I know it feels like, well, why can't we reject bad things? Why can't we reject things? It's like, because how I look at it is like, if God was fabric, if the creator was fabric, and that was all that was in the beginning, right? Well, everything that gets created is created from that fabric. And so that fabric is the only thing that really exists. So you can't deny any aspect of this fabric, or you're denying what is the creator. And even though there's a lot of things that masquerade around in our existence as evil and bad, it is still part of that creator. And so this rejection of things doesn't work. We really have to learn how to accept it all. It doesn't mean you have to feel good about it, right? Our emotions and discernment are important, but there's this sense of peace. And when you can, and that's what my podcast is about. It's like leather and lace, the yin and the yang. It's like being able to stand at the center of that tension where it feels most uncomfortable, and to find where that middle is, where we can just be witness, to just be a witness to what is. and to find peace in that tension. But you cannot get there if you are participating in the polarity and the divisiveness and choosing sides and being angry and all of those things. So again, I think I'm going to be talking a lot more about this on Thursday. So if you're interested, check it out. But for now, guys, I think that's all I have for this spiritual reaction. And what can I say, guys? Let's welcome change together, okay? And know that the power that you hold as part of the people, it's really about your focus and your attention. So really try to be aware and more mindful of where you put it. All right, my friends and my allies in creating a more beautiful and unified world. That's it for me this week, or today. Check out my episode on Thursday. I think you will enjoy it if you liked some of the things I'm saying now. Until then, stay grounded and embrace the sacred. Bye for now.